You know, I'm just gonna assume he's doing his morning aerobics. We're just gonna let him be. Bye. Hey you, it's Lyarrah, and I wasn't gonna record right now or today, but you can't really just defuse a bomb off camera. Like that's just not right or fair. Um, yeah, this answers my question of whether or not the packed ice is spawn proof. I was pretty sure it wasn't. It's not. Boom! First try. Okay, cool. So we're gonna sneak down in here and figure out which blocks need replacing. I'm genuinely confused as to what he even spawned on, actually. There are no 2-block gaps in here. So he kind of messed it on. Yeah, wow. But we'll, oh, that's already regular ice down here. What did he even spawn on? Oh my gosh, that's frustrating. Well, I'm just gonna have to accept that that might happen again and move on with my life. So, made it out of the shopping center. Only to find out the Blue Jay was streaming. And when I went and checked his stream, turns out he paid me. So somewhere back here. I'm not sure where. Ooh, yep, right there. The rest of the diamonds that he owes me from the 1.5 stacks for the concrete. Yeah, I want to be clear about one thing, and that is we are not bothering to like full-fledgedly break another diamond ore as the rest of the season goes. Like, we're gonna silk touch the rest of them the entire rest of the season, and we're using them for decoration in the riverbed because, yeah, between what I make in here, I mean, like, honestly, I could switch over to pebbles in here and still probably be fine the rest of the season at this stage. That's right, I am challenging myself. Let's see, what to not... I don't want to phrase it as to not break another diamond ore, because no, I'm still going to pick them up at Silk Touch. But to not fortune another one, to not like use it as diamonds for the rest of the season. Because I got no reason to now at this stage. I have been looking for the last like hour for the rest of my prismarine, and like, yes, I know there's the prismarine that is in the shop. Like, I know I've got that prismarine there for sale, but I thought I had like a whole extra shulker beyond it, but I don't. I checked my shop, I checked like everywhere. So either I have managed to lose an entire shulker worth of prismarine, or I just had less than I thought, or something's going on here that's not quite right. So I've like lost my taste for working on the river at the moment as a result. I have completely wasted an hour and a half of my time looking for the stuff, and I mean, bright side, I've gotten a little bit of vines now because I've also decided that I'm going to be mixing mossy cobble into the riverbed because it kind of gives the effect of, you know, like gross slimy river rocks. So I mean, I've been getting vines while we're waiting and stuff like that, but yeah, we need to figure out something else for the rest of the day. And well, some of the horses have grown up while I was doing that. So I figured, why not go ahead and start testing the horses? Okay, so I've been riding the horses around out here, and I mean the original white one we got here was a pretty good one, but wow, this one that we're on right now, no, not good at all. This one, in fact, you know what? I feel like moderately bad doing this, but this one, I'm sorry, sweetheart, like, yeah, no, that's not gonna cut it. Uh-oh. I didn't realize anybody was not AFK when that happened. Um. Oh no. What? Oh no. Oh. Um. Wow. Okay. So what I was saying before is that I can tell, or at least it feels like a couple of those horses are faster than the others, but I don't. I can't tell for 100% certain. So what I thought is that I'd go ahead and set up a testing course for it. Um, and I actually thought that this, like, pretty much flat area down here by the lake already would be great. Since I am going for the effect of making this whole area be like the Rockies, this would be like a cute spot to have, like a little stable with like a trail that would go on around the lake and, you know, up into the mountains. I keep wanting to say horse hikes, but that's not what they're called. Just like horse riding trails are very much a thing in there. So yeah, so we've got the flat area here already anyway. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and flat it out even a little bit more. Get some trees out of the way and see what we can do to get a track going. And see, kids, this is why you never just leave anything to despawn. I have all the grass I could possibly need for over here. I also have no ability to actually switch to my rockets, apparently, but I won't have to worry about waiting for any of this to actually change. Now, mind you, no sooner have I said that than I've realized I might not want the actual path section to be dirt. Although maybe I should just, like, I feel like the obvious solution here would be path blocks. You know what else here? We are going to get rid of that and get our shears out and pick up ferns. I like ferns a lot. Alright, so there we go. We've got a nice long straight test track here, right? So you may think, time to just go fire up a stopwatch and get everything tested manually. No, 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 we're not doing that. In part because I'm not going to try to wrangle that kind of timing. I could just go ahead and get like a millisecond timer on the screen and break it down in post. But I want something that's going to make it obvious for me. And that's something that's going to involve some redstone. Which, yeah. Yeah, I know. Me plus redstone. Oh. Um. Uh. Hi, Tiz. I'm not sure what's going on here. So I bet. I'm so confused. Okay. What happened? Wow, guys. Okay, I want to make a quick apology for how, disconnected I'm sure this episode feels at this stage. In my defense, or in my lack of defense, and then like warning for everybody for future reference, um, don't stay up 28 hours to do for UHCs, and there also comes a point where you just have to accept that you're not going to get an episode out on a particular day, and go to sleep, and well, wind up not getting it done the next day either, because you'd suddenly and spontaneously wind up recording a side series instead. But all that aside, welcome back over. We have not made any progress on the horse course from when you guys saw me, which was probably about 90 seconds ago for you guys, but it's about 5 days ago for me at this stage. But in the meantime, we went to the end because I couldn't find my prismarine and got frustrated and declared that my storage was a wreck. So, ta-da! Yeah, not only do we now have 4 Li trucks, we already had 2, but we have this whole haul of stuff and this haul of stuff too, which really isn't much stuff and is mostly my leftover totems from all that. But wow, yeah, I found one of those end cities that has like the shulker glitch going on in it. If I've got any good clips from that stream, I will show you guys it. We did get the dragon. Yeah, we did get the dragon head. Okay. Yo, what? Guys? 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 We found a borked city! Oh no. But yeah, so we have well, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 shulkers worth. And then that's like more than that. Wow, I can't math right now. I also have this shoddy little smelter array set up. We took every bit of clay out of the entire lake. Looks like it's time to harvest the potatoes again, so I need to go ahead and do that. But yeah, we got some progress on a few things done on stream to try and get my brain back together, get my brain back to the point of knowing what it was doing on TV, because I was on Techtopia for a couple days straight. And Skyblock is a much different experience than here. But I'm going to go ahead and get these potatoes taken care of, and then we're going to go back to looking at the horse course. By the way, while I've got you guys here and am going around fortuning some taters, it is another TV stream day this weekend, and I will go ahead and hopefully remember to actually put the schedule up on the screen this time. I will be going the very, very, very end of the day this time because I originally was supposed to be out of town during this. And our plans got canceled, so I will be in town, so I am taking up the last slot, which, given the triple stream before me, may mean that I'm just, like, cleaning up whatever they blow up around the server. But hope that I'll see everybody there this weekend. Alright, so what we have here, which I was about to comment is rapidly filling with animals, but they're being courteous and finding their way back out, is a 64 block long trench that I also have torches marking 50 blocks in. I am still not sure which is the actual length I'm going to make the track, but the main concern at the moment is getting a signal down this track as quickly as possible. So that, if I'm not mistaken, means that I'm going to need a decent amount of redstone and a few repeaters. So the idea is going to be that we're going to have the starting line at one end, the ending line at the other, and we need to put a signal back from the finish line back to the starting line as quickly as possible so that it's not basically, so no lag out of that can matter in the testing of the horse's speeds. That's right. Get out of the hole. Stay out of the hole. I don't have to be rude to you. Unlike these guys. Alright, so I'm sure there's a lot of really fancy ways that I could do this, where I could go ahead and dump it all up into a chest that I could read on the surface and keep all the redstone hidden underneath, but I'm not that redstone savvy. So what instead we're going to be setting up here is not quite a hopper clock, but like a pair of conjoined hoppers here where one side has the items in it to start with, and the other side is where they go to while you're traveling. And the idea is that this will be all locked up at the start by default. This side over here is going to retract when you cross the starting line, or press the starting button or whatever. I personally would like to have it on either a tripwire or a pressure plate. I think a tripwire that's actually up high so that random animals aren't going to be doing it all the time, although we're also going to want to go ahead and have gates to stop things from wandering into it. And so as soon as you're heading down the track, then items will flow from this side over into this side. Just like that. And then when you get to the end, it'll send the signal back up here, and we'll go ahead and flip this one back. So whatever has managed to get into this side in the meantime is the score. Like, that's going to be how we quantify how fast the horses are. Is by whatever number of item goes through to here. Then we will just have to press a button that will retract it and send it back. We could also just manually move it, but just nope. But I like the idea of setting up a button here. And I'm guessing the logical thing to do if I did that would be to have it so that when this one comes up to cover this, this when this one retracts to uncover this at the start, this one automatically extends, and then pressing the button switches it back. So these are, I think flip-flops is going to be the way to go. I think that's the term for it. Listen to me talking like I know what I'm talking about with redstone. Yeah, let's go ahead and give this a try. Okay, so we have the baseline here, where now if you go through the starting gate, it, oh, that's right. I have this. I'm going to be growing a tree to cover it up. that going through the starting line causes the redstone to go up there. The thing is that we want it to stay. The options here would be that I could just use a regular piston instead, but then how do I get it back down? Over on Java, this would be done because they have the whole like 0 tick or 1 tick piston drop thing. But that's not how this works, and that would probably just confuse me more anyway. So what we need is an intermediate stage here. We need this signal, instead of going straight to here, I'm sorry, Fern. We need it to go to something else so that when it hits it, it just automatically flips that. Now the other thing is I think I actually have it, well, I guess theoretically it doesn't matter which side I do which on here. But at the end of the day, what I'm going to need to make sure is that when this is flipped, it brings one of these up and the other one down. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and dig this out a little bit further and build that thing for it to connect into. Alright. Been a little bit of a ordeal, but we've got to the point where it is the way by default that I want it to be by default, which is that everything from this side flows on over into this side. Therefore, everything is in here at the start of it all. Let me yeah, I think that the one that I have in my inventory should be in there. Alright. So what I've got here then is these two with one of them inverted. And now the next step that I need, which is kind of the next step we've been locked at for a little while, but now I'm actually at the point where I can go straight to it, is we need it so that this makes this one go down and this one go up. So it makes these reverse and stay reversed. Alright, so it's actually pretty simple. Just getting this block of redstone to be over that will actually flip them both. So what we're going to need from here then is a piston that is going to be grabbing that and moving it in and out of that spot. And we got to figure out how this signal is going to... Actually, this is actually a spot where I probably just want normal pistons. What am I doing? Hang on. Alright guys. Alright, so I think that we are nearing completion on here. Burn that down for a second, just so I can go ahead and manually... we'll just wait for this to finish. Alright, so we've got this where we want it by default, so everything's in here until the tripwire is flipped, right? Right? Okay, so if we flip this, they flip. So that means items are now flowing out of this side and into this side. And now the next step is that we want that to be stuck like that. So we want the other side to come back up when somebody hits the finish line. Now I don't have the finish line hooked up yet, but if I tap a torch down and break it, that should simulate that. So that just moved around, oh, that just sent a signal to this piston here and to this piston here. Which, nope, I messed something up. Oh, I know what I messed up. Derp derp. Okay, that's why I had this the way that I had it originally. Okay. Yeah, okay. So the thing that I forgot was the reset button part of this entire equation. Okay, yeah, that's the default state. That's the default state. We should make a button to simulate the reset button. We don't need that plank. We'll put that plank down. So the button I need to go put on the spot where it goes. Also, yes, you are seeing lots of polished diorite down here. I am a big fan of putting it down where I'm going to put redstone because it helps me to not accidentally dig into that area later on when mess things up. Alright. Default state done correctly. Okay. Starting line. Stuff flips correctly, so now stuff is flowing into the measuring tank. Alright. And then finish line. Bump. Okay. So that should have both of them locked. Excellent, excellent. That means that we can then measure it. So I was 33, so I think we're going to need more items actually, possibly. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. We'll do a test line that is just a person running down. And we know that no horses should be slower than people. Alright, and then once we've got it measured, we have this button, which then resets that one, pulls it down, and puts everything back to normal. Woo! Okay. So I'm going to need, of course, to go ahead and actually hook up the tripwire. Whoops. No! And I'm also going to need to hook up some foolproofs to make sure that I don't accidentally set things off like that. Or that animals don't. But let me go ahead and go over what's happening here with you guys real quick. So, signal is going from the starting line down into here. It is nudging this particular piston. This piston is moving the redstone block so that it gives signal to both of these repeaters. These repeaters are set up so that they have inverted signals compared to each other to go up into the pistons. So this one has the on there and the off there so that it is off, and then this one just has the on there so it's on. So of course that means that when you go ahead and flip it, boom, that puts the redstone block over that. So these are on, so now that one's off, that one's off, and that is then making the blocks above them on instead. Yeah, so it's just flipping that entire situation over. Then we have another redstone block over here, which is by default powering this, so these two are competing with each other. Oh, by default it's powering this so that that's inverted so that that's not turning on this. What we want is, in order to... I'm wondering if I missed something. No, I didn't. Okay. So what we're going to want here is to get this signal switched over. So if we go bonk, that's going to move this, which is going to turn this on. So even though this signal here, which simulated the finish line, went ahead and fired this to get this redstone block out of the way and unpower these, this one's still powered. So right now they're both powered. Okay. And at the last of everything, we want to reset it so that this one is back down. The finished one's back down. So that means we have to unpower this torch again. So that's what this button, which is going to be kind of chilling up here somewhere, is going to be for. So yeah, now all I gotta do is to wire up the finish line and rewire this. I am gonna encase this all in something cute, but not at the exact moment. The other priority for today is definitely going to be closing over the holes and fencing in this entire stretch here. So I'm going to do those and get the wiring where it belongs and be right back with you. Alright guys, so I've got a full 5 stacks of bamboo now, so that is completely full. I've made sure the reset button is pressed, so everything is good. This is my extra finish line button in case something happens and I need to have the finish line without actually going all the way down to the finish line. But yeah, we should be good. We should be good to test it. So let's go ahead and see what normal human running speed gets us, eh? Now the way things are set up should mean everything's one way, so even if these get tripped extra times, it shouldn't affect anything. I'll have to double check just to make sure I didn't mess that up. But let's see. I got 5 stacks of stuff and normal human running speed's only 23. This may be too short of a track to actually actively measure things on, that might mean. Well, let's try a couple more times real quick. And once we've given it a couple more tries, we'll see if it's fairly consistent. If it's within 2 items on normal human running speed, oh no, mobs can still get in. We'll have to block it off better. If it's within 2 items, then of 23 on all of our tests, then we'll call it good, and we'll go ahead and test the horses that we do have already. And if it's not within that, well, yeah, we'll worry about it later. Alright, so things do seem pretty solid over there. I do want to set up a proper horse pen over there, but for the moment, I am just going to grab everybody with a lead, because that's simpler, and drag them on over there, and that way I can just tie the whole gang up at once over there. Just outside of it, and we will worry about getting cute little horse stables and stuff for them over the course of the next few episodes. Come on, gang. That's right, come this way. Now, obviously, speed isn't the only factor when it comes to horse quality. Jumping is part of the equation, and health is as well. But health, we can just check just by hopping onto them. Like, that's super simple. One's got real good health. And jumping, that is going to be a lot easier to measure because, yeah, we can just go ahead and set up just some nice hurdles. And one thing that might be interesting, though, it might be interesting to set up hurdles along this track and have it so that if the horse can't make it past a specific hurdle, you know, it's failed the whole thing anyway. Maybe 2.5 or a 3 block high jump. Oh, might be interesting, but let's go ahead and test out a couple of these horses and see what we can do. All right, first test, brown horse. What we got out of that? I thought that was only 12 items, so this may be a short enough course so it's going to be pretty hard to test on. So we may have to lengthen the course, maybe by making it a full circle, because this, yeah, this is going to be a little bit hard to test on, but I was worried about redstone signal actually making it the whole distance, is why I made it only be 50 for the moment. So, yeah, let's reset that from 12 and test some other horses. Alright, so the system is absolutely working, is the good news. The bad news is that everything was within about 3 items of each other. So I'm going to try it again when there's no one else online, because I'm sure there's some farms being loaded with those too. We'll see if we get a little bit more variance, because absolutely everybody was within 2 or 3 items of each other. Even the horses that I could tell felt significantly slower. So we'll try it again with nobody on, and if it still winds up feeling like they're so close in speed from that, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make this a full length track. We'll go ahead and make it so the finish line's like right here. with the start line like right there. We go run the whole thing and you know, get ourselves a much longer test track rather than the 50 that we've got here. That said, this is going to do it for me tonight. We've got it well, theoretically functioning. We just didn't account for this just not being enough distance to get good measurements out of it. I have a friend who does do horse testing on a different server, but it's a Java server. So I'm going to talk to him and ask him how close of numbers he was getting on his horses. Because I know he was making some pretty brutal decisions. In the meantime, between episodes, I'll go ahead and get a pen going for these guys. Probably see you guys on stream this weekend, testing out more horses. In the meantime, I think that is going to do it for me for today. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and all the horses today. I will see you guys on Saturday for the live stream. We will probably make this little area pretty for that. And yeah, I'll try to get some more horses bred up so that we can get them tested before too long here. 'Cause the sooner I can get Silent a nice replacement horse, the better in my mind. But again, thank you everybody so much for hanging out. If you did have fun watching me try to figure out how to make this little timer work, or just had fun seeing me get startled half to death by Tisdom, then go ahead and hit that like button. I'll see you guys in my Discord, and yeah, take care. Bye! I can't believe that I almost forgot. Because it turns out that Spikeface, that Elder Guardian that Zap dropped off, died. So we can't go leaving poor Tisdom lonely. He needs a new pet. He very much needs a new pet. You're not who was supposed to have that name. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever. You know, I was having trouble trying to figure out where to drop off. Of course, now there's a spider jockey around. So now I feel like I gotta clean up these mobs before I leave, but yeah, here is our new friend for Tisdom, so that he doesn't have to be lonely without the Elder Guardian around. Even though, from what I saw as I went over to his base, I think that others have already taken care of the situation. But at any rate, now that'll be it for today. So see you guys. Bye!